used to love me like a sister. You used to hold me like a friend. We used to share a master bed. And we used to Divine Rising, guys. Divine Rising. Me and my big sis Keish. We are here with you guys this rising. We're just gonna do a let's just talk. I don't like the cold all that much, so I'm sitting here with my feet up under the heater. Got me some tea going right now. Big sis, what you got going on over there?
Why don't you have any long sleeves on?
You know what? I don't even own any long sleeves. The only long sleeves I do own is like a sweatshirt. And I like to be able to pull that on and off because I like to have an undershirt underneath. So
Right.
I do wear that. I do need some long sleeve shirts though. I do need some.
Yeah. Well, I don't go without them.
Yes, I grew out of mine, when I started to take my spiritual journey more seriously. I started to look at aspects of myself where I need to work on, what's keeping me weighed down and what's keeping me stuck and stagnant. Everybody's experience is going to be different. And mine, I had the issue with food, I was addicted to food and stuff like that. So I had to change my perspective about how I had my relationship with food. And I was able to control my weight, control my diet to the point all the clothes that I had looked like I was wearing somebody big ass pajamas. So it was like, okay, I can see the growth and transition. And even now, with everything that's going on in the moment, in the mind, like we were talking about yesterday, sis, the difference between the third dimension, seeing the third dimension versus the fifth dimension and what it feels like. Everybody's going to be different. But, the way I feel it, the way I'm seeing it, it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. What do you have to say on that, sis?
Oh no, I mean, you said you had to. I'm the opposite. All my clothes are pretty much really big, bigger than me, and I don't like restrictive clothing. So I wear a lot of.
I want it falling off me like it's being swallowing me. I like it to be loose but comfortable, not too tight, because you might get a little wedgie down. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it too tight, not too snug, but I like it loose, but not too loose, if that makes sense. I don't want to feel like I got jello wings on my arm when it comes to my clothes.
I like my stuff extra large.
Read all about it.
I like to wear my stuff pretty big, but I grew up in that era. We wore really big clothes, and when going from one religion to another, I like distorting the shape of the body.
That's true. That's definitely
wear big stuff.
That's definitely true, because I do remember when I had other jobs, those jobs you wear uniforms, some individuals like to wear theirs tight and snug. I always wore mine either loose. I never really showed my figure in that uniform, but if it was like a company outing or something like that and I'm dressing in my casual clothes, they're like, damn, this what you look like under that? Why don't you show? You don't need to see all this while I'm at work. You don't need to see all of that. So it definitely gave that perspective for them as well. But it's a good feeling to be able to switch it on, switch it off, because actually it's all about how I'm feeling in the moment. If I feel like I want to dress up, I'll dress up. If I feel like I want to dress down and wear we used to call them bum around clothes, I still do, where I'm just walking around the house being bummy, I'll go outside. And even then, still, sis, folks still find me attractive. I don't even be trying, just being myself. So I love that part of beauty. That's when your true beauty and essence shows, when you don't have to put so much effort. You just be who you are. And I do feel a lot of us, we do miss that part because we're too busy trying to impress everyone else instead of seeing the true beauty within yourself. Get it out now. True beauty within yourself. So I'm going to sip on my tea because I need this tea right now. You got the floor right now, sis.
What are you drinking?
So I'm drinking matcha tea, and I have like coconut sugar in here out of my copper cup here, and it's helping soothe my cramps at the moment that I have going on at this very moment. So, and the fan is on my feet. So I love that. Not fan, but the heat. Because when my feet get cold, my whole body is like, oh no, girl, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing
Right.
it today. So if my feet is warm, I'm good throughout the whole body. So who knows? I may come out the hair wrap because it's cold outside, sis. It is cold out there.
What's the temperature there?
Right now it's, let me see. Earlier it was a lot colder. So earlier it was 33. Now it's 46 right now.
What's the high for you all?
High will be 52.
Okay.
And you said y'all getting snow right now.
No, I said we had snow flurries one morning.
Oh, okay. Okay, so no snow. That's good.
I asked for the universe to surprise me.
And it did.
Yes, it did.
Was it in the form of the snow flurries or just in the form of it stopping?
What do you mean?
When you
Stopping.
said you asked the universe to surprise you, what was the
Yeah, when I walked outside, we had small flurries, and that was it.
I love that. I love that. And
Yeah.
Sis trusts her own magic. She trusts her own essence, trusts her own intuition. And there's a lot of us who needs to remember, trust yourself, trust your own intuition. We talk about this a lot on Conscious Talk. And when you start, what you say, sis?
It's easy. You just have to ask and you shall receive. And so you ask for something. I wasn't specific. I just wanted to see something different. And so I asked for the universe to show me something, and it did.
I love that.
Yeah. You got to test it every now and again. If you don't, you'll never understand the difference between what you create on your own. And we can't go into this mindset of thinking that our lives are just thrown at us, because they're not. And I like to test it every now and again.
There you go. Everything happens for us and not to us. That's another thing we have to also remember. Because I was just listening to a podcast and they was talking about chakra work and everything. And she had mentioned a lot of people always want, why do all this happen to me? Why does this happen to me? And she's like, if you don't realize it, you're actually creating whatever it is that's going on the outside mentally. So you have to get to the root of the problem, or whatever emotion that you have that's attached, that's keeping you blocked from being able to see whatever it is you need to see. She was mentioning the clown aspect too. She was mentioning how some people are afraid of it because of the societal norms, like the movies and stuff like that. Just a childhood fear. But what they don't realize, if you can transmute that energy, that could be a sign from your higher self trying to give you some sort of guidance. It's just, you can't really judge what the guidance will look like, what the message will look like. It could be any form. So
yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody, because reality is what you make it. It's not what somebody throws at you. And if you're using somebody else's reality and you're living somebody else's life, and I choose not to do that, because my life is mine and I want to see the things that I want to see. And sometimes we're uncertain, and it's okay. Some people think that you're supposed to know every second, every minute of the day, or you're supposed to know what it is you want to do, or you want to know, you're supposed to know all these things. But it's the experiences that help you to be able to understand. If you don't like grits, you have to eat them first before you know, right? So if you don't have the experience of something, you can't know if that's for you or if it's not. And people think that if you go into an experience that you said you wanted and decide that it's not yours, oh, you're wishy-washy. No, I'm not. I had the experience. It was what it was. It wasn't the experience I thought it was going to be. So I decided that wasn't for me anymore.
As you should, sis. And you said something about not wanting other people's experiences. And I do remember being much younger, being that overly loving empath, because I always want to help. I want to do this. And I realized sometimes you can't help everybody, because some of the stuff is that there's their karma that they're going through. It's a experience that they need to experience. And some of that stuff I had to learn. I was actually in the way of that. And I ended up taking on what it is that they were going through. And I was like, whoa. And I wasn't trying to do
Sometimes
this, trying
helping
to be
people
helpful.
doesn't look like help.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it looks like you're doing the opposite of help, and we have to be understanding when that person says, "What are you doing?" Well, I thought I was helping you, but this isn't help, and you can't be butthurt about it because, like you said, it was an experience that they were supposed to go through and lessons they were supposed to learn. We're going to go through those things. I don't want people to think that walking a spiritually understood path or just an understood path means that you're all light and everything is going to be good all the time. The quickest way to learn a lesson is to go through hardships, things that don't always seem like this is a great experience. It's not. It's a teaching experience, and when it's time for us to go through those teaching experiences, we do.
Now, I just had a thought, sis. Say like if there's an experience that you keep ignoring, you're conscious now, you know thyself, but you also there's some things you still are not facing, but you still continue to elevate and evolve. But this one experience that you have not dealt with, do you believe it will elevate as well, but also this experience gets even much greater than it once was before? Because it could have been something so small for you to even deal with, but at this point, because of fear or doubt or guilt or shame, you decided not to.
So look at it like this. Look at it like walking up steps. You're not really going to skip a step unless you're built to skip that step. If there's an experience that was written into your life and you're supposed to go through it, you're going to go through it. You're just going to keep creating that cycle of it being there until you see it through. Once you see the experience through and you learn, if it's a learning experience, because there are different experiences. If it's a learning experience, it's not going to get bigger. It's just going to be that experience until you go through it. And if it's a learning experience and you keep evading going through it, at one point in time, it's going to come back around. So you're not going to be able to skip it. It just becomes a cycle.
I always thought that, because you can see in some situations where there's a lingering experience that has not been dealt with, and you're like, oh no, I'm good with that. You're not being honest with self, and then you see it, you elevate to this next plane, and looks what's next beside you. It's still there. You have not, and sometimes when you're about to make your highest jump, that thing, you got to really just cut it off, because that could be.
Well, it's going to keep you from making that high jump until
it'll definitely block
a prominent experience. Yeah, it'll keep you from going through what it is you're supposed to go through. We have lessons in life. And there, I get it. There are some people who don't believe we signed up for this life, but we did. And so there are certain things, there are obstacles that are written into our lives that we must go through. And then the rest of it, we get to see it around. But when that specific obstacle comes around, if you keep trying to get, first of all, it's going to be like a wall. You're not going to be able to get over it unless you actually go through it. If you keep sliding it off to the side, it's still, that wall is still there. You're just backing yourself up and trying to make a different way. It's going to be there until you go through it. And I see that in a lot of people that's around me. We talk about accountability, and accountability is not cut and dry. And accountability is you taking accountability for whatever it is in your life, not being unapologetic, not explaining to other people, but explaining to yourself so that you can walk yourself through the, why did I make this decision? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? And it's okay. It's okay. If you got to be harsh with yourself because you're a hard-headed person, then be harsh with yourself.
Everybody on that comment, we said a hard head makes a soft ass.
Hard head makes a soft behind. It really does.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. People are just, you've got to be you.
You got to be okay with it too. I do feel like a lot of it's, with the programming, sis, a lot of it is more, I would say more people feel they have to find it externally and it's actually within. But we weren't taught that. Now that we're unlearning and teaching ourselves, it's all within. It starts from within.
Yeah, and unlearning is ooh. I'm always gonna say, like, everything that I've been through, everything that I've gone through, and all that I have accomplished to this point was something that was given to me. And I say that because in the type of lifestyle family that I grew up in, this was not something that was, it wasn't taught this way. And I also, over time, told my daughters that I really don't understand or know how I made some of the changes I made. They just happened. I know a lot of it had to do with just me thinking relevantly in my head. If you're in two relationships and two relationships are faltering, stop pointing a finger at the other person. You're the common denominator. And so that's mathematics, and I don't know how I came to that.
Get out of my brain, girl, because not me sitting here in math class again, and you know how they do the common denominator little thing in math. Yeah. I'm up here thinking of that, and then here you go saying common denominator. Always in my head.
You got two relationships that faltered, and you've got people telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You've got people telling you that it's not your fault. It was just them, and they couldn't do this and they couldn't do that. And I got tired of hearing that. I didn't always want to hear what I wanted to hear. Stop telling me what you think I want to hear, because that's not helping me. It's not helping me to keep sitting down saying, oh, well, I didn't do anything wrong. It was them, and always pointing the finger at them. So one day I said, it's time for me to take a hard look in the mirror and see, is it me? And honestly, I just started blaming myself for everything that went wrong. Even if I wasn't wrong in the situation, I still blamed myself at some point in time about it, because I still took part in it.
Yes.
And as I started to do that, it was just a slow growing thing. And then I get here now, and I'm finding that these are things we should have been doing all along. So
yes, which is something that at this moment I'm teaching my daughter just by her watching me. My family wasn't heavy religious. I know I had an aunt who was in the Baptist church a lot. My cousin's mom. My grandmother was the type, church is at the house, and she'll turn the station on with the church on, and then next thing QVC, if y'all remember what QVC is, a little shopping channel, we watching that. Then we watching the soap opera. So my grandma was like, church is at the house, you are the temple. Part of me was like, I still need to see what this church is about on my own. And when I went to look, and I'm just like, I don't know about me being a part of this big congregation like that. I'm very free spirit. It seems very structured. Nothing seems like it was free spirited. You got to be this way, you got to be that way. If I'm supposed to come as I am, why are we judging a person off of what they're wearing inside of the church? Like it wasn't
meant to a Baptist church.
Yes. It's when I tell you service, they have like 5, 6, 7 services back to back. And then you think the choir is done, sis? They still singing? Like, oh my God.
So there are churches where you can come as you are. It just depends on what church you decide to go to.
Yeah, I went to many. I went to a few. But
so the understanding with them being, the concept of them being in a congregation is when there's many trying to manifest one thing, then it happens quicker than just one person trying to manifest it on their own. The only problem is that they don't understand that.
Yeah.
They really don't.
I found when they do that, I can speak for myself, just watching. Well, I do feel some of those manifestations that the congregation be manifesting isn't always actually theirs. It's somebody else's that they manifest.
Devils go to church too. So let's put it like that. Not everybody in church is an angel. You see what I'm saying? Why do you go to church? To save your soul. So that means that you've been doing something that you wasn't supposed to be doing all week, so that you go to church on Sunday and change the way that you see it. Devils go to church too. Matter of fact, it's full of them.
Hey, what's that movie, The Devil Wears Prada? You know, I don't know
Uh,
why that thought came to mind. I ain't even seen that before. I just seen like the little
really, I
heel.
used to watch it all the time. It has nothing to do with church, though.
But I don't know why that title came to my head, you know, but you know, well, he be in the sky
Look, I'm not here to judge or to pass judgment. Church works for people who
for
do
whoever
church.
it is. Yeah. It
I'm
just
like your grandma. Church can be at home because
yeah.
not everybody wants good for you, and not everybody is speaking good for you. And because most people don't understand the power of the tongue and the power of thoughts, they go out there and they air their dirty laundry, because I've been to some church services where I've heard some very colorful experiences in their life, and other people I have. Oh man, you're talking about somebody who was raised in church. For real. I've been to a lot of different churches, and a lot of different.
I wasn't even raised in, and I heard some stuff, and I'm like, my goodness.
I was raised. We went to church for a long time, and you hear some colorful experiences out there, and instead of people understanding that these are experiences that person needed to go through, they pass judgment, and the judgment sometimes isn't needed, because to me, it's almost like you're looking down on somebody because you didn't have that experience. And then you're saying, well, why would they do this, or why would they do that? Because we all grow up in different atmospheres and different climates and different understandings. And sometimes some people are taught and some people aren't. Mm-hmm. But the experience that somebody has to go through is for them.
And that's another thing. We all go through experiences. Might not look the same. It's not going to look the same, but we have all our own different experiences. So, who are you to rob them of their experience?
And sometimes it's not you that's putting you in the experience at the time. I get it. We get what we believe and we get what we think. But sometimes people in your life will put you into hardships that you're supposed to go through. Yep. And at the time you blame that person, because if I'm working hard and I'm trying to, I'm trying for myself, and I'm coming to you as a family member for help, and you're kicking me while I'm down, then how do I get back up? Because you taught me that you are the one that I'm supposed to come to in my time of need. And then at that point in time, you start to realize I can't rely on anybody but myself. And relying on myself will help me do more than trying to rely on anybody who calls themselves family or acts like family. Yeah. Just because we're blood related doesn't mean that you treat me as good as you treat somebody else.
Yes. And I growing up, I would hear, "Oh, don't act that way, y'all family, you this," and I'm like, yeah, I don't allow nobody to disrespect me, not even family. Like, no, but I understand the experience and what that was. That was for me to start setting my own boundaries, not just with family, but with people around me, to protect my own peace. So people are quick to say blood is thicker than water. Well, I heard there's a really
Now that's a true statement. Blood is thicker than water. If you take and you put blood in a glass and you put water in a glass beside it, you're right.
Family is what you make it, honey.
But our families and our family members are part of the experience that we signed up for, so that we can have the experience we're supposed to have. That does not mean that they're supposed to be a lifetime situation.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. I don't know why that came to my mind, but that definitely came to my mind. Okay?
Because when it's time to skate away and you know that that's not what you want to be a part of, then you should. Now, this is where I would say practice some grace with yourself and say it's okay for me to walk away. I'm not trying to be mean. I do love them, for who they are and for what they serve, in this world, what purpose they serve in this world. But it's not for me anymore. And when I'm done with an experience, I'm learning, and I'm the last person to talk about boundaries, okay? Because I really didn't have any. I didn't have boundaries. I always felt like whatever somebody did to me, I could handle. I could handle it. I'll just deal with it. And I'll understand that maybe they didn't know any well, or maybe I did something to make them, be this person to me, or maybe, it's something about me that makes them this way. And so I could be forgiving and understanding. And I did that for a long time. And now I'm at a point where I can forgive you and I can understand.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand, and I keep bringing myself back into this situation, I can't be mad at you for putting me through the same experiences that I've already been through with you. If I know what you're going to provide and I know what experience comes with it, and I know that I don't want to deal with it, why do I keep putting myself in that predicament? So now I'm learning to practice boundaries. But like I told a friend of mine, or my sister, I told her, I said, my boundaries are pretty strong when I put them in place, because my boundaries are me just walking away, closing the door and not looking back. And people don't understand that when you close that door and you walk away, there's no words. I've done all the talking. I'm an Aquarius. So one, I'm very airy, okay, with the Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, which talks a lot. And I'm Aquarius Mercury once again. So I'm not leaving any leaf unturned. I'm telling you, although it's not happening right then, I'm not telling you as if it's going to happen then. No, all I'm telling you.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
All I'm doing is I'm telling you, if you don't stop or you don't learn that this is what's going to happen. And when it happens, it takes time. It takes me a long time, because I'm always saying, it's okay. I can forgive. I don't have to forget, but I can forgive. I can understand. I can put myself in a different, in a different position. But when it happens, it's almost like they didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And I'm not turning back. I'm not looking the other way. I'm not practicing understanding. I'm practicing you should be practicing understanding, because at this point, the decision has been made. Bow! And the gavel has hit the daggum stand.
Come on now. I resonate with similar aspects that you just spoke. I didn't have no boundaries. I want to love. I want to do this. I also was one of those, I want people to like me and love me, because as a kid growing up, I did go through the experience of abandonment. So that's something that I had to let go and release. But once I learned what it was and what aspect of me it was, I had to be like, I need to start practicing some boundaries. Because if I don't practice these boundaries, now I'm tugging on this abandonment issues. Now I need my boundaries so I can have that moment with self. Listen to self, practice your boundaries. You can still give love and compassion, but don't overdo it. Okay. Don't be over draining your cup, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You got to fill yourself up, right? You got to fill yourself up. And like you said, sis, I wanted to be out there. I wanted to love as well. But now that I have that boundaries to set up and I practice it, and like you said, I'll tell you 3 times. I'm going to give you 3 times. We're going to talk about this, but I'm not going to say anything after the 4th, because I've already told you 3 times and I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
So, no, my 3-time rule is when people are talking reckless. That's my boundary.
Yeah, that's yours. For me, as an Earth empath, I'm an Aquarius Earth, and I can feel, it's something that's healthy for me. Yes, that makes sense. Very healthy for me, because I don't like confrontation. I don't like all that hostile energy. I like to be able to sit and talk to you like this comfortably, without no one getting offended. Sometimes, like we said, since our Mercuries can be in different places and it can come off a certain way, and that right there can be an issue when you're trying to communicate with each other and express your emotions and your feelings the best way you can. But I definitely had to learn that my presence do be felt once I'm gone. Like,
I don't know if it's felt or not. When I leave, I could care less.
Well, the universe brings it back to me and lets me know. I don't even ask. I could be like months later now, and I'll run into somebody that I used to talk to within a certain group of friends. Like, oh, I ain't seen you in a while. I'm like, I'm good. We ain't seen your sunlight. We miss you. I'm like, I'm good. Thank you, konnichiwa, however you want to say it. But I'm grateful for it. And then it's also like my universe is telling me, see, you actually make a difference. And I bet you didn't know that. And I really didn't. So, hey, I guess that was just my universe of showing me the difference that I made with my presence.
Right. Yeah. No, when I walk away, it takes me a while, but
it does.
It's also for me to be able to see everything that it is that I'm trying to see within that cycle, within that person, and try to flex understanding, because I do know, I've always known that it's not always cut and dry. It's not always, the way people think it is. The brain will fill in potholes if it doesn't have enough information to feed it information that we think it deems necessary, but everybody's life doesn't work that way. And because I knew this and I've always known this, I practice grace with people and say, it might not be the way that it's perceived to be. And 9 times out of 10, it's not. But it's once I understand, it's your turn to understand what's going on in your life. And if you don't, and it keeps giving me spoiled lemons, then at that point it's time for me to walk away. And it usually takes a while.
Yeah, it does. And I also,
it usually takes a while.
From the experiences that I have, those that took a while, my emotions and my attachment to them, was the reason, because that connection was so strong at that moment. Those moments right there was like, oh, I really had to sit with self sometimes. Like you said, it took a minute. It really took a minute. And then one day, finally, the willpower, my heart and head was in the same space. And it was like, we gotta take care of this, because we have too much upheaval for us. That's good fortune and everything that we've manifested, but you can't take this with you. You gotta let this go.
No, none of this. And people are so materialistic where they want to be greedy, but you could be all the greedy you want. You can't take it with you. It's not going with you. It's staying right here. And when the spirit leaves, the body is left right here with everything else. You still can't take this with you. The experience goes, the understanding goes, and the rest stays. And people don't understand that. And I understood this early, but it was one of those things, like you said, the emotional experience, the playing out the different things in my head and trying to give people understanding and saying, because this is what I would want them to do for me. Mm-hmm. If I was in a place of the lack of knowledge and lack of understanding, I would want somebody to give me a little bit more understanding and this and that. But it comes to a point where you've expressed yourself and say, hey, look, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't want this. I don't want that. And nobody's listening. Mm-hmm. And so then I started to realize it's like I'm speaking gibberish.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if it was me or if it was them, but I was like, why, when I speak to a certain group of people, it's almost like they don't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I just said, stop talking. Stop talking, close the door, walk away, and don't look back, and it'll be okay. And I've done that. And does it come back around? Yeah, but this is because the people that it's coming back around are real close. It's not like friends. Friends are easy. I can cut them off. I move around so much.
Girl, come on.
A phone number pop up and you just be like, who is this? But when it's this in particular, it's family members that pop up and they've done wrong and they think that you're supposed to overlook it, or it's in the past, just be understanding, or this or that and other. And I'm starting to.
That's when they start to do that. Blood is thicker than water. Don't act like that. We're family. My family would be that way all the time, not fully understanding why I choose not to associate myself with this energy. I forgive you. I love you. I didn't forget, but I'm gonna love you from afar. I'm gonna just love you from afar.
Yes, I told somebody once that there was a particular female who was a part of the family at the time. She wasn't blood, but she was a part of the family. And so, when people know you don't like somebody, they want to talk about them around you. And I would tell them, I don't like her, so it's not a reason for me to talk about her.
Yeah.
I'd have nothing good to say about this person at this moment. So there's nothing for me to say about this person, because what does it solve? It solves nothing. It just keeps bringing up,
it doesn't make you look any better.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't solve anything. And that's when I realized that, hey, I was growing up. Because there's no need for me to talk about this person. And I would tell them, you already know I don't like them, so why am I going to sit here and talk? You're the ones who are supposed to be, you're supposed to like this person, and you're trying to get me to talk about them. So
smell fish, but okay.
Yeah. So it's the drama, it's the excess, it's the once I decide I don't want to be in a room with somebody, you can't get me in the room with them. I don't care if you beg, you could plead, you could cry. Once I decide that room and me and that person don't fit in the room together, I'm not going.
Now, sis, let me ask you this, because I've done this before several times, where I've cut people off, and I could be somewhere in a public place, could be shopping, and I'll see that person and I will walk right past them as if I don't know who they are. It's something that I can do, and I understand why I do it, but there are some individuals I'm like, I'm not even finna acknowledge that right now, because you can already feel the energy before they even approach you, and you're like, I'm not even finna deal with that. I'm good, love. Have a good one. And I keep on going. And they're like, well, damn, you changed. You're different. You're acting weird. I grew up. I elevated. You can't approach me the same way you did once before. You cannot.
So there was a time before where I would have, put on the mask.
Yeah.
And spoke and, cordial.
Yeah.
What society calls as being, cordial and understanding. That's what society says. Now, I don't care. I'm going to be true to myself. Yeah. I will look you dead in the face and you can say hi, and I will walk right past you like you don't exist. I don't need to acknowledge you if you're not somebody that I would acknowledge on. If I didn't acknowledge you yesterday, what am I? If you're standing in my face, you don't deserve the acknowledgement. If you've done so, now don't get me wrong. There's a difference between doing something so lighthearted, where I can say, okay, I can understand where they were coming from, this or that.
Right.
There's another understanding of doing something so detrimental. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To where I don't need to acknowledge you. And so it just depends on the level of whatever you did.
Yep.
And
I agree.
The level of knowledge that you had behind doing it. So if me and you had spoke about the situation and you knew about the situation, and then you did the same thing that I told you I didn't like that somebody else did, you had too much knowledge. And I understand not everybody is conscious, but that's not my problem.
At all, because a lot of times, sis, their attention be strong too. The knowledge and the intention that they got behind all of that, that's even stronger. Now I'm looking at you sideways.
Yeah, if like I said, once I put you in certain categories, I'm going to treat you according to the category I put you in. And if you're salty about it, guess what?
It's not my problem.
Once we had that encounter where I didn't acknowledge you, it could have been in Walmart, could have been on the street, could have been, you could have texted my phone and I read it and said, nope, I'm not dealing with this. Once I put you in that box, you're not going to get anything out of me. So you can talk, you can text, you can do whatever. It's just I'm going to swipe left and it's going to go to archive and I'm not even going to worry about it. You're no longer a dominant or pertinent fact in my life anymore.
At all, sis.
So if you can't come with an intelligent, apology, hey, and I don't even want to, I'm sorry. I want you to acknowledge what you did. Because I'm going to acknowledge what I did. Like I did something wrong.
Yes. And that part right there be the hard pill for people to swallow sometimes, which I am grateful that I could do it with myself. And like you say, sis, I look at situations, even if I know that I didn't do anything wrong, like you said, I was a part of it. Maybe there was something I may have said, that was misconstrued or something like that. I'm gonna still be me regardless, but I'm, I have more keen awareness now. Going back to the acknowledgement, I had a relationship at one point where this gentleman, when he couldn't get his way, he would send me this, essay of a text message. And I told myself, if I don't read it, I can't get mad. And I don't read it. It would be messaging me back, oh, did you read my message? No, why would I do that? I'm good. And I start to see, that's how some people actually like to manipulate people in some aspects. This is just my experience, guys. Hey, that this is how they like to do it. And once I caught on to that, I stopped giving it the attraction that it won't. Then it started to want to malfunction and stuff like that, and I was able to move on peacefully with myself, because at the end of this moment, it wasn't me. It wasn't something I needed to deal with, but I do still self-reflect every rising, every conversation that I had. If I didn't understand anything or something got misconstrued, how we talk about monkey mind, I was researching different types of monkey mind. They happen even when you're just in your awakening, not even just in meditation, different types of monkey mind and what it looks like when it comes up, when something's big is about to shift or you're about to get this major crown load from your higher self. And I was able to look at that and understand that and be like, okay, I see what's going on here. I have more control over the situation than I ever did before. So just wanted to share that with y'all. It's a beautiful thing.
I like the fact that now my mind is quiet. So when something pops through it, I can say, no, I don't want that experience. I live more in the space between the thoughts than I do in the thoughts now, which is amazing, because for a person whose mind that used to move as quick as mine, there was no space in between the thoughts. And now there's more space than there is thoughts. And I'm able to be more conscious of the things that I say and do. But do people think that you're still supposed to be the way they want you to? Yeah. And do I give them that grace? No, I don't. And at the end of the day, however that looks, whatever it looks like to the person that's observing me, I'm also observing myself. And so when I choose to make a decision to do something, it's a choice that I made. Yeah. It's not just unconscious thought. It's very conscious. I will read some of the stuff. I don't get, like I said, there's not too many people now. I have a very, 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 very small circle. It's so small, it's not even funny. And because of that,
keep it to myself. I was going to say something. No, sis, it is not for the kids. It is not for the kids.
Yeah, it's so small that if somebody texts me, I pretty much know who it is, because my circle is that small. And I don't deal with a lot of the shenanigans and the this and that and other. And I noticed that new people coming in my life, I'm very leery, cautious of, because what are you coming to bring? Do I like new people coming into my life? Every now and again when I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
But people in my circle is more, I don't like to get excited and overly joyed, and people go, oh, I'm so happy to meet you. I'm looking at them like, where are you at in your life versus where I'm at in mine first? And who are you? Because I know who I am. Do you know who you are?
Mm-hmm.
I want more understood people in my life than I want misunderstood people. And that means knowing who you are.
You're gonna learn.
Knowing that you're both dark and light. And if you come with that, saying, hey, I'm both, I can be this or I can be that, and be genuine with it, then great. If you're misunderstood, then I can help you, point to your blueprint, read this. And if you no, that's not me, no, that's not me, no, then I start to say, no, you're not you. You're not who you're supposed to be. Because at some point, all of this is going to come to light. And I just don't want to be in that. So I keep to myself a lot.
Very well, in these days, sis, the way the risings are going, I could definitely feel that energy to where you should be. It's a perfect time to get to know self a whole lot more. And like we was talking about the planets, I have the planetstoday.com up because I was looking at the planets earlier. We was talking about the planets and the alignment and looking at the energies and everything. And I go back into my astrological chart. Where do I see these planets at in my astrological makeup? How can I utilize this energy and just elevate myself? So most definitely want to have that time to self. And sis, you said your strongest element. Well, we always talk about your strongest element is air. So you could just speak and boom, my strongest element is writing. And I find, when you tap into you and understand you utilize those elements that are very strong to you and allow things to transition for yourself, transform. I've been seeing butterflies a lot lately, and I completely forgot I have a whole butterfly tattoo on my back. Isn't that crazy? I forgot I had it on my back. And butterflies stands for transformation, and I definitely feel it within myself. And when I feel it within myself, you know how you have like a little wavelength coming out, like a little water wave? I can see like my heart chakra just dancing, like little green waves coming out and just healing the atmosphere or just making everything green around me. So it's a wonderful feeling. Everybody's transition is different. Yes, I like to goof around and clown a lot. The Southern Goddess have moments where she had to walk in the dark. Hell yeah. Okay. But I had to be fearless of that because it was my own darkness.
We've all had to walk through it. I mean, think about it. Anybody over the age of 30 has already had their Saturn return.
Yes, I saw that too, sis.
They've already went through a big transition in their life. Nobody on this earth is unscathed. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how much joy, how much people, move around and try to act like they've not been through anything. If you're over the age of 30, 31, you've already had your Saturn return, and Saturn will bring you to your knees. So we've all been there. So it's not about what we haven't been through or what we have been through. It's what we do with the experience after we've gone through it. You see,
and how we respond to it.
Yeah, it is. It's me. I'm more on, like, I have my spiders. I slow down on working on my bearded dragon because there's some other things that needed to take place. And I'm in limbo because I'm thinking I need to move because it's cold up here. And I don't want my bearded dragon to not be at the right temperature, although it could be. But I still have a lot to learn in that area.
And would having him in that climate, would that be like a popular animal family to have in that climate, sis? Because I know you mentioned the weather, up there where you at, the bearded dragon.
Oh no, these are very desert animals. Lizards are very desert animals. But you can, because you can regulate the temperature. So I have my thermometer, I have my heating lights, I have what I need to start, and then I just have to do the inside of it. and being able to regulate its heating area, making sure it has the right UVB light, making sure that it has the right temperature. I'm one of those people where if I don't know something, I'm not just going to jump in. I'm going to wait until I know, because I don't want it to die because of my negligence.
Yeah, research is very, very, very prominent.
Most people don't know this. Hey, so don't get me wrong, okay? Because when I got my tarantula, I did jump into it. I jumped into it. It was a birthday gift to myself. It also was an impulsive buy. But I love spiders. I like stuff like that.
Well, look, sis, if it was impulsive, then sometimes maybe research isn't what's needed at the moment. That happened when it was supposed to happen, right?
So it happened when it was supposed to happen, because...
How old were you, by the way, sis, when you started? Like, what was the connection to your spider like when you got it?
I bought my spider last year, sweetheart.
Or
in the beginning of this year. I'm sorry, it's almost a year.
Okay. It's the tarantula, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I bought it this year for my birthday. So when I say it's impulsive, I don't want people to think that I just bought it and didn't know what was going on, okay? When I say it was impulsive, I walked in the store. They're at the Norns. I walked in the Norns, and they had spiders before, tarantulas and spiders, but they hadn't had them for a while.
Right.
So when I walked in there on this particular day, they had it. And I wasn't going to walk past it. I had to buy it.
You said it so low, sis. Well, that's kind of how it was when I, got Lyron, my cat. Like, I went in there to get fish or something. It like I was telling you, since I was coming from an appointment, and it was like somebody took over the car, like I was driving, but I wasn't driving. And when I went there, it was like, no, the fish ain't what you're here for. I saw him, and he was the only one that drew to me. And I seen this video where they was discussing cats pick their people before they even born. So I was like, man, that's beautiful. So I can get that. I can definitely get that. It was a spiritual connection.
But I've always been connected to spiders. I've always been connected to insects. So since I was little, and my daughters think it's funny, but I used to play with insects and bring them home, and slugs and snails and all of that. And then seems like there was a time where I became disconnected. Yep. There was a time where I became disconnected. It was around the time my mom got married, and things in our life really changed. Mm-hmm. And although I would still bring home stuff, because that was me, I couldn't keep it. We weren't allowed to have pets and this and that and other, but before my mom got married, I was allowed to have it. She would give me things to put them in. I had no clue my mom was scared of half the stuff I was bringing home. I had no clue, because I would bring this stuff home. I would keep it in, in certain things, and that's where it would be. I remember one time I brought home a caterpillar that did form a chrysalis and turn into a butterfly, and somehow somebody broke my glass jar that it was in. I don't know who did it. I don't know why they did it, but it broke my heart. So part of my spiritual journey is I like to learn about certain things, and I was learning about Kali Ma, and it said that when spiders were around, Kali was present. And when I was in Georgia, a lot of my hardships happened while I was there, and it seemed like there was always spiders around. And I know people are scared of spiders and tarantulas and this and that and other. They don't think about the good things that they do. They keep some of the things out of your house that you don't want in your house. Mm-hmm. They build webs, they catch flies, they just like cats. Cats keep away some of the rodents and the little insects that you don't want around your house. And so I was loving the fact that, spiders were around. Do they bite? So if you think about it, we're very big compared to some of these insects.
They'd be more afraid of us than we are of them.
I'd rather run away before they bite you. Now there is one that will follow you. There's one that will antagonize you. So there's one that will follow you. That's because of your shadow. And there is one that will run after you so that you don't run after it.
And it's probably can feel your frequency if it's running after you, right, sis? Do you think that's what it is?
We assume that everything can feel vibration at some point in time, but it's not saying that we know. They are already programmed. They have their conscious and their program. I believe that they are divinely guided more than we are because they don't have free will. They're going to do what they need to do. So if you want to see something that is very divinely guided, look at your insects and look at your animals, because to me, that's what they do.
And I love to call animal family. I have wasp nests around my house from the front door. I have them there and I have them on the back, and I've had a few individuals, pest control. I see you got, wasp nests here. We want to take them down, and my spirit's like, no, we're not doing that.
Right. It's a societal norm for people to build a fear around things that they don't understand. I try to build an understanding around it because it's here for a reason, just like we are. But for some reason, we think because we're so intelligent, which we're not, and because we have free will, we're supposed to get rid of these things. But they were here before us. They've seen harder times, harder understanding. For tarantulas, they went from an old world understanding to a new world understanding. So before, yes, they would have bitten you if you mess with them. And you do still have some old world tarantulas out there.
Yeah, like we got some folks that still programmed.
Yeah, they're still old world understandings, yes. But the one that I have is a new world tarantula. I love it. I might not have the most efficient contraption for it to live in, but if we really think about it, are they really supposed to live inside of something?
No, not at all, sis.
So that's when I say that I have a whole thing when people get on YouTube and say, well, they need this and they need that and they need the other. Actually, they need a place to sleep and then they need a place to roam around. But I can't let my tarantula roam around because it's not that type of tarantula. So I gave it a place so it can live and try to keep it as comfortable as possible. I asked my spirit to keep it protected and guided, as well as my jumping spider that I have. And soon when I get my bearded dragon and all my other animals.
Yes.
All my other animals.
Oh, yes.
That they're all protected and live the most comfortable life that they can live in being encaged or in entrapment or whatever you want to call it, to give them the best environment that they can have, make sure that they eat very well and they're loved and cared for.
As you seeking them, they are seeking you, sis. As you are seeking
I'm glad.
It's 1, 2, 3 on the clock. As you are seeking them, they are seeking you. So I understand that your animal family's already picked you.
Yes.
A long time ago. You're just aligning up with them and connecting with them, because I have so many animal families that I want. And I understand why I'm taking the path that I'm taking. I understand why things are shifting and moving. I understand why this animal family is getting introduced here and there. I understand. You was talking about a spider. I was one of those who was kind of not necessarily afraid of spiders, but I was like, ugh. There's little legs just make your skin crawl. Oh, I used to be like that. But I do remember when I first moved into this house, I think I was in for maybe like a few months now. And there was this big spider. I took a picture, and I think I sent it to you once before, sis. I took 2 pictures of it. And I remember my daughter, she's like, Mommy, kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it. And it's in my kitchen. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Something's telling me not to do that. I looked at it looked at me, and I was like, well, gratitude for your presence, gratitude for whatever this spiritual exchange we're having. And I was like, it was in my kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home. So I took it as a sign as that. So I let it do what it wanted to do. I was telling my cousin about it. He was like, well, did you get it? I was like, no, she did what she came to do, he or she, and went on by her way. There's nothing to be fearful of. And I realized I am not afraid of a lot of, this is somebody who didn't want to watch horror movies. I'm watching horror movies. And the other day, my daughter was like, Mom, can we watch a movie? But we ain't watching no scary stuff. I was like, okay. And so she came in as I was watching Stranger Things, and she was like, oh, no. She wasn't having, I was like, well, I told you to go play This Mommy series. And yes, I watched the whole thing. Okay, I ain't gonna spoil it if you ain't watched it yet. But watch it, goddarn it. But yeah, she was like, Mom, we're not watching no scary stuff. And I find that that's the stuff that I actually want to watch. And when I watch it, I find myself decoding it, and I get the message, the character that they view as the one that's being the scary individual. You always misinterpret that individual. Maybe that individual ain't so scary like you think. Maybe there's some stuff that you don't, so I've gotten to that point where I know now I can see the elevation just by little stuff like that I am now more in tune with who I always been this whole entire time. I just need to see it for myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I've never been scared of spiders. Like I said, I used to let Daddy Longlegs crawl all over me. I thought they were great. I've always wanted to see a black widow spider, and I came into contact with one. I played with a scorpion.
I actually had 2 of those on my trash can, one rising too. I thought it was pretty cool. I was just sitting there watching it.
I can't speak on the TV stuff because I watch a lot of K-dramas because I like romance. I like to see the beauty in it. So I like to watch the mystical stuff, but I noticed that my attention span for TV is not that long. So it'll be on, I'll listen to it.
And it'd be watching you.
I'll be walked off and left it, or and I'll be like, oh snap, I was supposed to be watching this. I gotta go back.
I have to really get invested into it. I have to really have to be something I really resonate with for me to watch it.
Or I'll be crocheting, like I'm getting ready to crochet. I think I'm gonna do a doll, another doll.
That's dope, sis. That is dope.
Yeah. But just keep it, just those types of things. And then I sit and I talk to the universe all the time. And I'm trying to keep it from snowing up here this year. Please help me, y'all. Because the little flurries was enough. I really don't want to do no more snow. I was talking to this gentleman. He was like, it's snowing in Texas. I was like, well, where I came from, it's not snowing in Texas.
It's not. It must be in another portion, but I would say this. I had ice on my car. That's about it.
Some people like to talk out the side of their neck. So I said, oh, really? Okay. It's okay if it is. It's not snowing where I came from. He was like, oh, well, where's that? And I told him, and he was like, well, around the Mississippi, this and that and other. And I said, okay, I understand, Nice talking to you, because I'm on my way to get my daughter and I'm not trying to have a conversation. Yeah. I get it. Some people don't know how to sit with themselves. They want to talk a lot. And I'll have a conversation with you because I can acknowledge that. But I'm not a person that conversation is not really, because we start talking frivolously. We want to talk about things, and then next thing you know, like I said, we're talking out the side of our neck, and I don't want to do it.
My grandmother used to call it diarrhea at the mouth. She used to call it that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I call it talking out the side of the neck when you're just making up stuff to talk about. If it's snowing there somewhere, then hey, I hope those people want it. I don't want snow. I'm tired of the cold rain, but I'd rather take that than take the snow. So.
I don't blame you, sis. I don't blame you. So I'm gonna make sure I help you keep the snow away over there, because I don't like the cold.
It's funny because most people think that we are from the South. I am not originally from the South. I am from the Midwest. And it snows and it gets cold, and I grew up with that, snow days every winter. We had snow days every winter.
Yeah.
And we were used to that. The wind chill factor would get so daggum cold, they would have to call school out because it would not be reasonable for kids to be standing, even teenagers to be standing at a bus stop waiting on a bus. You know?
Yes. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. I'm not from the Midwest, y'all. I'm definitely
No,
from
you're from the South. Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. So I've lived a Southern life. I've lived a Western life. I've lived a European life. I've lived a lot of different scenarios.
Yep, I've been in here as well.
A lot of different experiences. And like I was telling you yesterday, from driving all through the different states that I've driven in, this one state right here is the one that makes me question everything about driving.
Sis, you have me cracking up. I'm sorry. I was bawling on the phone laughing at her. She always, and her facial expression when she be saying, because I know sis be serious, but it be the facial expression that come after it that just solidifies what you just.
Don't let me be a politician. We are sending everybody in this state to a real driver's ed, not what they have set up here, a real driver's ed. And we're raising the speed limit because why can't we be like Europe?
Girl, I enjoy myself over there actually too. So I'm enjoying myself.
Why do we have to be so structured here and so conformative that we can't figure out? Because people are dying, people die even if they're not driving. Part of life. When did death stop becoming a part of life?
It didn't. It's here all the time. Death occurs even when you're awake. You know, it could be a form of you that no longer exists. You know, you had a transitional experience, something that
so why do people keep trying to run from it?
Because of the program, sis. The programming and the understanding of death. You know what was programmed.
Understanding? Can they understand? The understanding is you take your first breath so that you can take your last.
And even in that, sis, especially when you're experiencing a physical death, it's not the end all to be all. Like, it may be the end of this physical avatar, but it's also the beginning of wherever it is you about to go do.
Going back to where you came from, and then after
taking
you
that
there, break, you're coming back here.
Taking that wisdom and knowledge with you and stuff like that. True, that's true. That's if you gain some.
That's if you gain some. If you live a life of cycles, you're coming back to relive that cycle again until you break through it.
Most definitely. And that's why it's so important, like me and sis said, in this moment, it is good to be with self. It is good to have a moment with self. I took a whole week because I needed it. I didn't know there was something I really needed, but my higher self was like, hold on, come here. Grab me by the shirt. If you don't sit your little ass down, just sit down and be quiet. I'm just like, okay. So I done sat down and be quiet. I had my moment of peaceful silence time. I love it, called Peaceful Silence Time, my PST. I love to turn all the lights off and cut all the music off and just sit in silence and do work and just be peaceful.
So that's how I meditate. That's every day. I started out with what I call a chaotic meditation. That's because in the midst of chaos, when we need to meditate the most, I feel like you should be able to quiet your mind no matter how loud it is around you. But if you program yourself, because this is a programming, if you program yourself to only be able to sit in silence, you can't walk into the meditation stage amongst the chaos. So I did a chaotic meditation first, and then I went from chaotic meditation into a silent meditation, so that when it's needed, no matter where I am, I can step into that gray area. But I tend to find that I'm mostly in the gray area than I am in any other area because you can see the most. When I walk the gray line, not the hard black and white, but when I walk the gray line that's in between, I can see the most of what's going on around me. And I like to be able to walk the gray area. Before I used to tell people I'm black and white, there is no gray. And now I'm all gray, and the black and white is on either side. And it's the thinnest line. But when you learn to walk it, you learn to see into the dark and into the light. And then you can make the decipher of, am I going to take this position or am I going to take that position?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Most of the time, the higher road is being able to walk in the gray area and being bombarded with something and being able to say, okay, I would, at first mind, or at first thought, I should say, at first thought, I would do this. I would say this, and this. Mm-hmm. But then when I sit back and be like, yeah, that's not even how I want to come off. Yeah. I can say, we're going to wait and choose our words wisely and take another way about doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to walk the gray area now. And that has changed because I have told people very distinctly, it's black and white for me. It's black and white for me. I still really try not to speak around corners, but I started to realize that the more understanding you become, you speak more in riddles than you do straightforward. So,
the fact that I was just watching, there's this YouTube channel where they do nothing but like little riddles, and I love to watch it. And I like anything that gets my mind, going and stimulated. But I'm a riddle within myself, That's how I continue to discover self. So I love that you shared that, sis, because definitely much so. As you was talking about that, I envision like a gray world. And when you can see clearly in your next steps, they start to light up in colors. And when you see something that you may need to work on, it'll light up black, and it'll show you, hey, this is what you need to release. This is what you need to help to elevate yourself. So that was the visual that I was getting just by you speaking. I'm very good at visualizing. A lot of cartoons.
Sure, your Mercury is in Virgo.
My Mercury is Capricorn.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, your Mercury is in Capricorn.
My moon is Virgo. My moon is very Virgo.
Yes, you're a lot of
I'm an Aquarius, Earth. As you know, sis got Aquarius, air. And we actually talked about this at one point. It would be so cool to meet two other Aquarius. One Aquarius that's all water and another one that's all fire. And then just have a conversation and see.
Oh, man. I can already see how that's going to go, though, because the one that's fire is going to be ready to do everything. It's because I came in on fire.
Yeah.
My node was Aries, and I came in on that, and that's just do. I'm going to do this. I could do that. I could do this. I could do that. I could do this. And then the water Aquarius is going to be way more emotional.
Yeah.
But it'd be good to see how that comes through the Aquarius, because they try to say that we're very detached, and so they might be very, very detached. Like if they're too emotional, they might not know what to do with those emotions, and they might just set them aside. Me, in my emotions, I am Capricorn, and I will detach quickly, very quickly. And I realize that in my relationships as well, because, when people want you to be this over the top, person, you have that. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm more reserved. I'm more chill. I just, smoke and chill. See what I'm saying?
And when she say over the top, guys, just know I can bring it down. I have a balance.
No. It doesn't matter whether you can bring it down, whether you're supposed to bring it down.
It's a balance. It's a balance.
Yeah, but you are who you are. You see what I'm saying? And so if that's who you're supposed to be, then that's who you are unapologetically.
Very much so. But some people can assume that in a negative light, and I want people to see both sides. So
when they assume, they make an ASS out of themselves.
True, but I'm in a teaching moment at this moment. Look at it in different perspective, i.e. for a second. I like to call myself weird. And I went to this color and paint session, and this young lady was like, well, why would you call yourself that? That's such a bad thing. And I was like, why is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing to me. One girl was mentioning, she was like, well, in her light, she can see how being weird is a good thing. It's a different feeling for her. But for you see it in this way because you don't resonate with that. You don't understand that portion. So what we're saying here is know the difference. Know the difference. See the difference, both the light and the dark side of each type of emotion. And yes, I am over the top, very unapologetically, and I love it.
I don't care how people see me. Take it negative, take it positive. I'm not going to explain me. So that's how you see the difference between us. I'm going to be me, unapologetically for myself.
I'm just teaching y'all. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, this is you. This is why I'm saying this is you, and then you have me. I'm okay with whatever it is that I give off. I'm okay with that. Very okay with it.
You should definitely be okay with that. I'd love to give you
people think that I'm supposed to be over the top. I am in my head.
It looks different for everyone. It looks different.
Really does. It does not come out into the 3D. It doesn't transpire into the 3D unless I really know who I'm around. So my kids get to see me do the actually, my kids get to do the stuff, and I get to sit back and look at them, and I know exactly where they got it from. When you're in that tight group with me, you get to see every aspect that I have to give. And when you're not in that tight group, you only get to see bits and pieces of it. It doesn't just come out. I have to be very comfortable with the people that I'm around and very secure with them, because I've seen different faces of people, and those faces will deceive you. When people take off their mask and there is no mask to be seen, then I feel free to take off mine. But for the most part, I'm just as reserved as I want to be until it's comfortable. And so in my relationships, it's been one of those things where, how come you don't do this, and how come you don't do that, and how come you don't do the other? Because you haven't made me feel. And it's not that you need to make me feel. You see what I'm saying? I need to feel secure enough in your presence to be able to do this. Because the minute you call me weird, and I don't think I'm being weird, I think I'm being myself, that's when I start looking at you like, why are you putting titles on me to where I can't be who I want to be, who I am? So that's why I do.
Especially if I done laid it out on the table and told you what this was already.
And I've had that happen. I've laid all of me out on the table like a book of cards. You see what I'm saying? And I went from, I could be this way, I could be this way, I could be, and I've laid it all out there. And I had the person tell me, well, I didn't believe because most people, they embellish themselves. I'm not embellishing myself. I'm telling you who I am so that you can understand. You can make the decision on if you want this or not. Now, I'll just sit back and be like, I'll make the decision. No.
There you go. And don't take anything personally. That's another thing too. A lot of people take it personally. It's not nothing personal to take. That was something I learned from this whole experience. Don't take it personally. Like I was having another conversation. If I like someone, especially say like a gentleman, if I like the gentleman, I come and say, hey, I find you very attractive, XYZ, and he be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm okay with that. I'm not finna try to force him to like me. No, I'm the one for him. No. I said what needs to be said. It's okay, and I'm gonna move forward. That's it. That's it.
Because if you force yourself into another experience, that experience turns out sideways. So you will force him to change his mind about you and see you, and the universe will help him change his mind. And okay, maybe I'll give this person a chance. But then you forced on another experience and you wasn't for certain about what you wanted to see. So why would it not go south?
There you go, sis. There you go. Don't take it personally, y'all. Who said it? Don't take it personal? Who is that? Monica. There you go. Go back and say Monica.
Yeah, it's not to be taken personal. It's to say that that's not the experience that I asked for. So that's not the experience that I need to step into. Because if I step into an experience that I didn't specifically ask for in a time where Saturn is not returning, I'm going to learn a lesson.
I love how you talked about that when we was talking about Saturn return. And I went back on AstroSeek and I looked when I had mine, and I remember
Of
what
course
I
you
was
do.
doing and what was going on. Oh my God, the chaos. But I'm glad I went through it because it made me stronger in my now.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Saturn is only here to teach you lessons, and believe it or not, it's something that you asked for that had to come in because Saturn is also the planet that brings things into the 3D world. It makes it 3D. So it's an illusionist as well, because if you ask for it, Kronos, which is the governor of Saturn, will bring it into this world for you. And once it comes into this world, then you get to see if it's worth it or if it's not.
Very much so. Very much so. I am, looking forward for the next one, but in the meantime, I'm enjoying the present moment. Well, let me finish. I'm enjoying the present moment at this moment. I'm enjoying the present. Reason why I said that is because it's so much that I've, grown from and
I'm
that I
closer
learned
to
from.
my next Saturn return.
I'm
closer to my next Saturn return than you are, right?
Yes.
And I remember that time frame. And it's so funny because I swore that I had multiple Saturn returns in that one time frame. It wasn't just one. It was not. But then both experiences were very profound. And whoa.
Was it the feeling that made you feel like you experienced it multiple times, sis? Just the feeling about.
No, during that time frame in the age group, I went through multiple experiences.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if it's because I have a Saturn complex.
Okay.
And I don't know if one experience wasn't mine; it was somebody else's, because that one I did go through. It was my experience to go through as well, and it was strong. That one lasted 8 months.
And sis, when with the Saturns, because you know how each planet rule aspect on your astrological chart with Saturn return, let me word this properly. Based off where it rules your houses and stuff, because I got a lot of Capricorn, does that affect that, zodiac, that astrological portion?
Your Saturn return will reflect wherever your Saturn is sitting. Yeah, in your birth chart, yes. That's why I said, I don't know. One experience was my experience to go through, but I don't know. It was my experience to go through because I was involved. I just don't know if it was my actual Saturn return, but it was an experience that lasted, about 8 months. And then I had a break, and then I went into another very profound experience. And so I really can't pinpoint which one was which. So I say both of them was. And I acknowledged it and went through both of them. One experience, though, I can say at the very end of it, I got showered with ladybugs. And I wasn't the only one standing outside, but I did realize I was the only one that got pelted with ladybugs that day. And I wasn't in the mind frame I'm in now, so it was it was liberating because I love ladybugs. And if I can have ladybugs growing, I probably will. So now that I'm thinking about it, I probably will have.
Oh my God, I was literally seeing you build like a little ladybug farm.
I probably will. Because that is one insect that I love to crawl all over me. You see what I'm saying? I just love ladybugs.
Yeah.
I remember when she released the ladybugs and the Norns, and they were all over the place, and all I wanted to do was lay down and just let them crawl all over me. I love them. But I remember getting pelted with ladybugs, and I looked out and nobody else was responding to the situation. And I remember being on the phone, and I was like, it was so many, I was scared that I was going to get, some in my eye at the time. So I went back in the building. But that's a moment in my life that was so miraculous. I will never forget that moment in my life. But the hardships that came before that moment, goodness. Some of us don't sign up for traumatic experiences. And I have not had super traumatic experiences, but some of us do sign up for very hardships. Mm-hmm. And people think that the two are very different. No. Traumatic is traumatic, and I understand traumatic, and I haven't had traumatic, but sometimes things could be so hard that you sit back and you be like, how did I get through that? And I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and that I did get through it. It wasn't something brutally traumatic that I can say, oh, I didn't want to, I don't want to bring up any of them because, trigger warnings and this and that and other, but I haven't been through that side. Mm-hmm. But what I can say is some of the stuff I signed up for. So when you talk about Saturn and Saturn return, I know that when it comes around, I'll be ready for the experience. But right now, I'll let it stay in the distant future.
Yeah, enjoy the present. Enjoy the present. And while you're enjoying the present, take whatever experiences. And I know some people say some of their experiences can be challenging. If it's a challenge for you, get over that challenge, however you see fit for self. But take those experiences and grow from them. When you learn from them, grow from them. I don't have anything else for you guys. Sis, did you have anything?
I think we spoke about everything.
Basically, and before we get up out of here, okay, as you can see, come on down. I got some candle collections here. By the way, I am over the moon with these candles because now I have this new sealant that I've been using, and they have a much more glossier look than ever before. You see that?
How are they burning?
Oh, they burn amazing. They burn fine. I will record one because I like to start small. I'll do one that I'm not really selling because this is just something I'm just doing for my daughter, and I'll burn it and I'll watch it and I make sure I monitor it. Some of them you gotta ensure you burn them for a certain amount of times and stuff like that. So all of that is what I'm doing right now. Reconstruction and everything that's going on. This is what the Quiet Storm was about for me,
What's the purple one back there?
This one?
Yes.
This is a dragon. This is another dragon. So there's a collection of these that I'm doing. It's a project that I'm working on. I have a eye view of the dragon, but this will be the full body view of the dragon right here. So it's a collection that I'm doing. I have three more of each to do. Different colors. So that's a project that I'm working on in the Quiet Storm. I call it my Quiet Storm. There used to be like this jazz station.
Called the Quiet Storm.
I loved it all the time because I actually I love the sun, but when it rains and stuff like that, it's very peaceful, very settling. It gets me back on my spaceship as well, not just the sun, and I'm able to create, but I had those silent time moments, and I was able to tap into this sealant and do these candles, and I'm like, oh my God, they look so amazing. Not even I want to burn them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to burn them. I just want to make sure the fragrance for some of them that you can still smell it as I do it. But take a good look at the view, because this is what is to come for 7, revamped candles versus brand new candles. This is what I've been doing. This is my art. This is what I love. I love anything art. So me sharing this with you guys is a big thing for me. So gratitude, y'all. Gratitude for joining us. Gratitude for having this Let's Just Talk on Conscious Talk. And until then, family, find your light and then fix your crown, family. Peace. We were disco.